to be proposing some new community policing initiatives that will significantly expand funding and training for local law enforcement, including up to 50,000 additional body-worn cameras for law enforcement agencies.
The president has a plan for law enforcement in America. The lies of Ferguson continue unabated in the partisan media. The round mound of rebounds, shoots and scores, and the police shooting in Cleveland that no one seems to want to talk about. This and more as we go around the dial and land on 630 KHOW Radio in Denver, Colorado, with the former head of FEMA, Michael Brown, joins us. Mike, good to see you again.
Always good to see you, Ed.
Here we go now. The president has a 4-point plan to go ahead and change things and mend the police community relations after Ferguson. 50,000 body cameras, task force on police practices, White House report on police militarization, and an executive order on military-style equipment acquisition. Mike, you've been at this level of government before. Is this all necessary, and is this the thing that we need to do right now in order to try and create some sort of peace, if you will, between cops and the citizens?
In fact, it's just the opposite of what we need to do. I've always had this theory, and the theory, unfortunately, has proven to be wrong, that the more the federal government moves in and starts to do things that are inherently and most appropriately handled at the local level, when the feds step in, it starts to weaken that. So when the federal government, particularly the president, or for that matter, Congress, let's be fair here, president, Congress, anybody at the federal level, comes in and says, here's $238 million, and we want you to start doing X, Y, and Z. What happens is local law enforcement, local budget directors start relying on that money, and then that weakens them in future budget years. So we inherently make local response weaker when we start relying on federal dollars. Plus, think about this. I mean, if you're truly a conservative and you believe in local control, local government, the president is saying to us, for $238 million, which we don't have, I'm going to make your local police department better. It's insane what we're doing right now.
Mike, curious what the people in the Rockies are saying about the don't shoot, hands up idea that's going around in the concept. We've had some members of Congress who've done it on the floor this week. It's based on a lie. There really was, and they proved this in the grand jury testimony, that there was no don't shoot, hands up, don't shoot. What are they saying in Denver about this?
Well, we had a long discussion about it yesterday on my show, and we're really concerned about the idea that this thing that is a lie, I mean, this is based on an absolute falsehood, has gained so much traction among the mainstream media, among what I call the race baiters, the Sharptons and the Jacksons of the world. We're living in a world now where facts don't matter. And we're ignoring things that I think are really a threat. There's a videotape out now of Louis Farrakhan, who is basically saying, I'm going to tear apart this GD country. And he's advocating violence to the point of, and it's really sad, Ed, you hear the audience applauding and screaming and hooting and hollering. The audience is screaming and yelling with approval his suggestion that mothers teach their babies how to throw the bottle, that we have to retaliate. He is absolutely unequivocally advocating violence. And I got to tell you, that's just wrong. And the fact that we're just ignoring that really bothers people here in Colorado.
You bring up a couple of things that we had in my commentary yesterday, and we brought nose to that as well, and exactly what Farrakhan said. Let me also bring to you in the last minute that we have here, in Cleveland, young little boy was shot there. He had a weapon in his hand, a fake weapon. The cop says he had to do what he did. What's your take?
You know, I've been with cops. I used to represent state troopers, and I've been in cars where they've been in a situation where they had to draw their weapons. I'm never going to second guess a cop. We also had, right here in Colorado, in Aurora, we had a black man shoot a white police officer, and that has just been buried in the news everywhere. We all need to step back and realize we're asking cops to do a very difficult job. Don't second guess. There's nothing wrong with analyzing, nothing wrong with looking at it, but until you've been there, I don't think we can really say we get it.
Need to step back a little bit then?
Absolutely. Absolutely need to.
All right. Mike, it's always a pleasure to have you on the show again at 630 KHOW Radio in Denver, Colorado, my old stomping grounds. I miss it every single day. And when the skiing season comes around, I'll make sure to stop by and see you in the studios one day.
You better do that.
If we don't get a chance to talk, have a happy holiday and a Merry Christmas, Mike.
Hey, you too, Ed. Take care.
Take care. America is in love with those falling gas prices, but as with some relationships, we all know that it simply may not last. You keep going by the gas station, you look, you check it out, and you go, Well, it's a couple cents down this week, couple cents down this week. Trust me, my friend, there's always that other side of the gas issue. It just may not last. Let's talk about that and a whole lot more on the other side of the break when we continue right here on MidPoint, where every day we question everything.